Good morning. You're watching Darfur Television live with me, Jacob Berry. Today I will be meeting one of Darfurians who is living in Israel, and he want to share his story as well as what's happening back home there in Darfur. So, welcome, gentlemen, to Darfur Talk Show, which is called Good Morning Darfur. And today we'll be discussing about the issues, especially what are taking place in Darfur now. And we want to hear from you. What's your perspective?
Well, thank you for your question, and really appreciate you for welcoming the question. I'm ready to respond all your just questions. Absolutely, one of Darfurian son. I've been living here since 2013, and then today in this country. Darfur really the country that created problems in its 1916 until today. It is under control of the government dictatorship, and we tried just to find out the solution, but unfortunately we couldn't find out the way in order to find out the donation in order to help out to try to carry out this crisis which is running in Darfur since then until today. And now just we are first of all we are putting the plans to phrase in order to get Darfur independent. And first of all, we should like to encourage people to run after the education, in order to educate all, in order to everyone to know why do we displace it and why do we infiltrate it from our country to country. And
yeah, so why independent of Darfur for a time being? Like, why people of Darfur were not thinking about this in the past, and then they just came in now and say, we want to have an independent state, right away. So why is it right now? What is the connection?
Yeah, because at the past time people are not educated, but within 23 until today, people understood the real issue and the problem that led them to be in this case. Why? Because their grandparents, the past time, they waste their time by holy ground. Okay, that's why they couldn't study the education that was. They couldn't study the language that the real issue about Darfur as well. And we as a Darfurian will come later, but actually we understood the main point that us to be infiltrated from our just country to other countries. But now we understood and we studied, and now we're struggling to have our nation.
Okay, so there is a group of people who are calling themselves as a Janjaweed, and there is another version of Janjaweed that's called like Amity forces that are taking over Darfur every day. And as I've heard my reporter from Darfur told me that yesterday there was a standoff between the villagers in Daura, which is in Kaz County, in Darfur, and the Janjaweed militias. They say we need the compensation for our two cows. So now Darfur Television asks a question about this. So who is responsible for this? Who will pay the compensation? Is it the Janjaweed or the villagers? Since the Janjaweed themselves and their government killed more than 400,000 people and billions of properties destroyed. So why should those Janjaweed impose sanctions on the people of villages and threaten them if they don't pay the compensation, then they will burn the village again. So what's your response to that?
Absolutely, I disagree. And the one who did that, they themselves. And it is the point is that they destroyed Darfur by this way. And in 2003, while they were starting crisis in Darfur, also they start to accuse people. They're going to kill someone, and then they're going to strew near the village, okay, of the innocents. And then some people will come to say, yes, they themselves, they're coming again to say, you are the person that killed this one. And also, it is, yes, their exercises, they start since 2003 until today. And then I'm a disagree for this. But the main point, we don't have any capacity in order to try to kick out this problem is.
Yeah.
But by the way, we should try to educate more and more, and then we can make solidarity, and we should see why only we as a Darfurian are suffering since until today. it is better to all of us to make solidarity, and then we can make coalition to see what is wrong and why couldn't we have any just coalition between us in order to try to help ourselves to carry out this crisis.
Okay, so what's your message to the people who are now fighting for Darfur and the leaders who are now fighting for Darfur? Then, what you want to tell them if they watch the show, maybe because so our TV is spreading all over the world, and maybe they will come across to watch the video. So, what's your message to them?
Okay, my message to all rebellions, those who are in Darfur or in Sudan, okay, just only I'm caring to the one who just, my message sending to the one who are really caring about Darfur issue, particularly Darfur independent.
Yeah.
You can't be able to just to sit with someone who is my enemy or who is our enemy in order to resolve the crisis. First of all, the one who really want to have Darfur, to have nation, it is better to just to raise up his hand for independence, and then if you have capacity, then you can try to make solidarity with others. But my message to all rebellions, for Darfur and in particular, it is better to try to announce the separation or independence of Darfur. Darfur will be independent as it was, and then we should see. But now we're 2 weeks, and if we say to just to collect our problem with the people, those who are just have no problem, so we can succeed.
Okay, so I support the same idea, like to have a independence in Darfur, and I just came across with some people who were with funny voices like to say, we don't have sea, we don't have water, we don't have anything in our country, so we can't call for independence. So what do you think about their arguments? Are they justifying? Is that true that really the landlocked country like Darfur would suffer if they don't have sea or water, land especially?
First of all, there is no country have water out like Darfur in particular. So you have to see in different Europe countries, in Asia, and everywhere, there is no country people are getting water like 1 inches inside, like Darfur. Those are this is a policy that in order to carry the people about independence, because Darfur it has everything. It is the main point that people to come to fight it, because for different interests. We have coal, we have water, everything are there. Even the water that is spreading from Europe is just taken from Darfur as well, because they would like to just to provide the people so they could not care about Darfur separation as well, because they know if Darfur get independent, or the Darfur is just get independent as it was, so there will be no interests.
Okay, so we came to the closing, or conclusion. So, what's your message to the people of Darfur? It's the last word.
Okay, and first of all, really, people of Darfur are really separate and really just displaced, and some of them are refugees, and some of them are just activists now in the camps. My message to them in entire Darfurian, we should like first of all just to have coalition or to have solidarity, and then we can just feed to each other in different ideas, and then also those are in the camps, we can send them also a message to them to focus in education more than. In particular will be different kinds of language as well. And then when we educate it, the example says education is much more powerful weapon that you can use to change the world. We say, if you couldn't educate it, so we can be able to know our enemy. We can be able to know who is just coming to take over our country as well. That's why I'm sending message to all Darfurian, just to focus first just in education, and then also we can try to separate Darfur to be state as it was.
Okay, good. So with that, absolutely, I'm going to close the discussion, and that's what we call there shouldn't be place to call home, but only Darfur as our homeland. And Darfur should be independent, no matter whatever it happens, no matter whatever it costs. We, the people of Darfur, should fight for our country, for our people, until we get the independence and live in free and democracy.